next on Peace TV.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to Youth Talk. We're still discussing the topic of sports in Islam. Do we have any comments? Yes, sir.
Before the break, you were commenting on Osama. You told him that the three preferred sports are riding horses, and archery, and swimming. Okay, so I was thinking, like, why these three in particular? Is there any reason, like, in your perspective?
Let me answer that by saying, first, I did not say that these sports are preferred in Islam. I said that these sports were recommended by Umar ibn Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, by telling us to teach your children these sports. But we don't have any specific sports that the Prophet told us to do or indulge in. The companions of the Prophet ﷺ at this time of the Prophet ﷺ used to race, like in jogging and running. And one of the famous joggers or runners was Salam ibn al-Aqwa. And his tale, his hadith in Sahih Muslim, it blows your mind off. The guy, on his own, ran after a battalion that came in and took the Muslims' cattle and camels, and at nightfall, and nobody was aware of them. He, on his feet, jogged all the way and caught up with them. And he used to climb mountains and throw them with stones. And whenever they stopped and some of them tried to fight with him, he would kill them all. And they would go on, and he would follow them, and they would beat around the bush, around the bush, trying to escape him, until he got every single sheep and camel off them. So when they caught up with him, like after 6-7 hours, the companions caught up with him, and the Prophet ﷺ was among them. He appreciated that, and said, he told the Prophet, "O Prophet of Allah, if you just give me a chance, I will go and get them all." He said, no, what you've done was enough. So the guy, like literally 6 or 7 hours on his foot, racing, climbing up mountains and fighting and killing people on his own. And that was not it. It was almost sunset, and they had to go back again to Medina. Well, actually, it was in the middle of the day before sunset. And on their way to Medina, there was this person saying, "Anybody to race? Anybody to race?" And Salam ibn al-Aqwa is saying, I was embarrassed of showing off in front of the Prophet. But when the guy repeated that challenge, "Anyone to race?" So I told him, "Don't you have any shame, and aren't you embarrassed of asking this question among us all? Don't you think that there are people that are able to race? Go and I'll race you." The guy, after 6 or 7 hours of jogging, and he still have the breath to race. So he said, we started racing to Medina, back to Medina. No jogging shoes, no, just do it. No, they're all jogging. And he said that I let the guy, come ahead of me. And before the borders of Medina, I put it all out. And I came and I went to the back of the man and I smacked him and I said, "I've won, you schmuck," in a sense, but of course in a private and a polite word. And he won the race. So this is one form of the sports, and everybody was practicing it. Even the Prophet ﷺ, he used to race, but he used to race his wives as a form of being nice to them. He used to race with Fatima, or with Aisha, that is, and at the beginning of their marital life. And she won in the first race. 3-4 years after she gained some more weight, he raced with her again, and he won. And he said, "Touché, one for that one." It's not the preferred sports in Islam to ride horses, archery, or swim, but it is recommended because it teaches you discipline. In archery, it teaches you target shooting. You may need this to defend yourself. Definitely you need to defend yourself and your country. And you need this means of fighting, to be powerful, to be able to defend your beliefs and yourself. Horse riding is the same. You fight on horses, but also it trims your body. It makes you feel the environment and the nature that surrounds us. Swimming definitely is one of the greatest sports of all times. Any more?
Concerning for like hunting, like sports like game to like when everybody hunts a certain animal. How is that viewed by Islam also?
Well, this in Islam is not acceptable. Hunting animals as a sport is not acceptable. Like in Britain, they have this Toulouse and with these horns, and they go fox hunting, you know, and they make it as an animal event, and it's as a aristocrat type of thing. This is not acceptable. It is forbidden in Islam to kill an animal just for the sake of killing. You know, some people would say, like, I like shooting cats. I remember when I was young, a lot of the guys in my neighborhood would take these BB guns, the small guns, and it was fun, you know, sitting on your balcony and say, oh, there's a cat, bang, hits her in the head or in the tail, and watch her jump. And they would think that this is nice. It's just a cat. It's a dog. No, it is not legitimate. It's not permissible for you to shoot an animal just for the sake of shooting. Yes, if you want to eat it, then shoot it. If you go for hunting, and you go into the wilderness, into the jungle, into the desert, and you find a duck or whatever, a rabbit, and you shoot it to eat it, then this is acceptable. It's, alhamdulillah, it's permissible. But just to go for the sake of shooting, then this is not acceptable in Islam. Yes, sir.
My question is concerning bodybuilding and how it's seen in Islam, if it's a bad sport or not.
Okay. Bodybuilding is a good sport because it enhances your power, it gives you confidence in yourself. But what is the motive for you to practice bodybuilding? And this is a very important thing to ask yourself. What's your intention? If your intention is to make women look at you and attract girls, then this is a bad intention. Every single pump you do will be considered as a sin because the intention is bad. If your intention is to be able to hit and harm and fight with people, and again, this is a bad intention.
But what if you want to look tough, so people wouldn't hit and like come and...
Why do you want to look tough? Look nice. Look good. This is preferable in Islam. Looking tough is not an issue. Allah Azza wa Jal does not tell you, look tough and let everybody, you know, go away from your way. No, you're supposed to call people to Islam, not to scare them off.
Yeah, but you get a certain amount of respect if you have a certain look of a body.
This is the respect you're going to get with your deeds. Even if you have muscles, you know, like Arnold, and if you don't be a good Muslim, and if you don't respect people, nobody would respect you. So again, the intention is very important. To work out in a gym and to do, you know, bench press and inclines and pullovers and so on, that's good. But providing that you don't do this, you don't do it unnaturally. You don't take protein or steroids and anabolics and whatever, the drugs they have nowadays. This is not permissible because it endangers your health. To do this, to be able to communicate with others in a healthy manner, to feel good, to relieve the stress, that's permissible. But to do this to compete, to show off, no, this is haram, this is forbidden. Maybe a lot of people wear these, you know, thin thongs and they start flexing their muscles in front of males and females. For what? I'm not going to buy a cattle. I'm not going to buy a sheep. I mean, what meat are you showing me? This is haram. And a lot of cases, you end up with people, you know, giving this participant an evil eye that would paralyze him, or he would, you know, fall asleep for decades or whatever. And this is bad. No, in Islam, you do practice your sports, you do build your body, it's good, it's recommended, but not to show off and not to use force. The Prophet ﷺ said that a strong person is not known by his ability to pin down another person by wrestling with him. No, a strong person is the one that controls his anger, controls his rage, and knows where to stop and to stand. And I think that this is all the time we have for today's program. Until we meet next time, fi amanillah, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.